Well, today's hike is Sandy Peak out in Dixie National Forest, which is a place I continually end up in somehow in Utah. No matter where I go, I'll go to climb something and I'll find a sign that says now entering Dixie National Forest. I am extremely unclear on where the boundaries of Dixie National Forest are because they seem to be everywhere. But today I'm going up to Sandy Peak, which is up over this way. I'm not sure if it's anything you can see. It might be the one on the right, or it might be behind it a bit. It's over that way somewhere. It's not a big mountain, but there's about 2,000 feet of elevation gain in today's hike. And I'll be leaving this old dirt road shortly to just start bushwhacking, which will make it more exciting. The wildfire has significantly diminished. It is right over that way, not too far as Beaver and where the wildfire was, but it's calmed down a bit. It's no longer spewing haze everywhere. Nice and clear out. It was extraordinarily windy last night. I think 25 to 35 mile an hour winds with gusts up to 50, and it's supposed to be the same today. But for right now it's calm, so I'm hoping to get up to the top. Well, it's been pretty pleasant hiking so far. Getting a little warm, but not too bad. Gone about 1.75 miles, 500 feet of gain, so I'm almost a quarter of the way there. Beautiful sky, nice and clear. Can't even see the smoke over there. Just winding up the mountain on this old road. I always wonder where roads like this come from. Who makes these things? And then why do they stop maintaining them? Are they for cattle out here? This clearly has not been maintained in at least decades. I have now long left the remnants of the road and have just been bushwhacking through the trees, following random game trails that go kind of the direction I want. I'm wanting to go to the top of that ridge, right where the sun is up there. This looks like a nice clear path that would go a little ways. Do I want to go down, or do I want to immediately go up? I think I want to go up on the ridge. And that looks like it's going to be willow scrub over there. Yeah, I need to start just going up the side of the hill over there. Even though that does look kind of inviting over there. Is there going to be a drop-off I have to navigate also? Yes. Okay, well maybe I'll go down far enough to get around that. Yeah, this is fine. It's not wet. There's no creek running. Okay, and then it is time to do the steep part, going up the side of the hill through all the brush and trees. That'll be fun. Come up this loose dirt and rock quite a long ways. Very slow going. Almost up onto the ridge then. Still have a ways to go from there, but I think the steep, loose climbing will be done after that, hopefully. Starting to be able to see a little bit. Parked way out there somewhere. Whew. And the wind's starting to come out, which feels very nice, which is going to be unfortunate for trying to fly the drone. Okay, onwards. Okay, I made it up on top of the ridge. That was not fun. Whew. Hopefully it is less strenuous the rest of the way. I know there'll be some things to climb over and such, but I'm very much hoping that is the end of the loose dirt. Whew. I can finally see where I'm going to. There's the top of Sandy Peak over there. Just gotta follow this ridge line around. Doesn't look that bad, but I've only done 1,000 feet of gain and it's over 2,000. So that means I'm only halfway done with the elevation, which means there's going to be some big dips between these. But hopefully it is like it looks from here, all grass covered and not slidey dirt. Absolutely beautiful weather still. Hasn't gotten too hot yet, probably 70-ish. And the wind comes and goes, but there's still long periods without very strong bursts. Still trekking along on the ridge. Getting closer. The next one looks like it's got a bit of a drop. But none of these have been anything remotely as bad as getting up on top of the ridge in the first place. I'm curious to see if there's a summit register up here, and if there is, how often it actually gets climbed. Because I don't think very often, but you can never tell with these. The rocks have gotten way cooler going up to the summit. Feels like climbing up the ruins of an old castle. A little farther still. Probably easier to go around the back. The front looks more exciting. So weird that it's all just been dirt everywhere else until right here, and then suddenly rock. There's some farms down the valley down there. There's no way that's naturally irrigated. They must use a ton of water for that. You can still see the smoke coming off the fire over there. On the side of the mountain, it's billowing off still. That's the fire right there. That was making it so smoky 230 miles away in the LaSalle's when I was over there. Those are the Tushar Mountains up there. where I would really like to hike, but once again, for the third year in a row, looks like I'm not going to be able to go over there. Okay, lost my balance a little bit there. Is this the summit? I'm gonna guess so. Don't see any register. Whew. What an awesome place up here. When I was camped last night, I was looking at that next mountain over and thinking that was the one I was going to be climbing. And then when I went to get started in the morning, I realized I still needed to drive like 5 miles down the road to get to this one. Oh, this is an actual town. Is that Panguitch down there, maybe? I'll have to look at the map and look around and see what all these things around me are. Definitely looking very hazy in the area where everything's on fire, obviously, though. Alright, well, I'm gonna explore around up here a little bit, and then I have a very exciting lunch today that I am very much looking forward to. Entire Ziploc bag full of 3/4 of a leftover pizza. So that is what I'm going to be sitting up here eating. And I am very much looking forward to it. I am hungry now. Well, looking around up here, the GPS track I have from Stab, who did this hike, stops right here. But looking on the topographical map, there's another point down a little further that looks a little taller. I think that might actually be the summit. And I looked at the map, and that is Panguitch down there. Don't think there's an easy way to get there, though, because the roads I'm on are on this side of the mountains, and I don't know that there's one that cuts through anywhere soon. So I am going to grab a couple more slices of pizza and just walk out over this way, see if I can get to what looks like it might be the actual summit down over here. I'm kind of surprised Stab didn't go up to the summit. He's usually very particular about going out of his way to tag any spots he thinks might be the real summits. But on the map, it looks like that bump on that side is actually the summit over there. It doesn't look too hard getting over there, so I'll go check it out just in case. Well, this side was actually much more involved getting up than I was expecting. Lots of prickly branches. Stepped on the side of a cactus and had to dig it out of my shoe. Everything over here is thorny, and I don't know that this is taller than that. I think the guy at topographical map is wrong. That definitely looks taller, but it can be really hard to tell up here. Just gonna head out to that point on the end while I'm over here. But the other side is much more pleasant. This is all thorns over here. I might even get through this. don't really have many pictures of here. You can't see this around here. Well, I noticed when I was down on the end down there in the pile of rocks that I was missing my microphone, and figured it fell off in the bushes back here somewhere. Couldn't find it anywhere. Was able to figure out how to replay the video on my GoPro so I could figure out exactly where it stopped recording, which was right here, and just spent 20 minutes digging around in here. It apparently got lifted off by one of these branches and thrown back here, and I just found it on the ground down there. So success, have my microphone back, and now I'm heading back across. Well, I decided to see this more direct way. What is a better approach to getting back on top over here? Not sure that it is. Definitely more exciting rock though. Whew. Okay, back on top of the better side. I don't care what the topographical map says. This one looks taller, and this one is much nicer. So this is where I'm going to sit and have my rest. Okay, made it back. My pizza. Did I only leave one piece here? Well, the one piece I left is intact, still looks good. So I'm going to eat this, sit down, have a drink, and see if it settles down enough to fly the drone around. Had a very fun time up at the top here, other than the part where I spent 20 minutes digging in a thorn bush looking for my lost microphone. Other than that, it was a great time up here. Even got to fly the drone around a bit. Not nearly as windy as they said it was going to be so far today. Alright, last look around. I've started the fun down section where I get to skate down on all the dirt. I want to be going generally that way. also need to be wrapping around a little bit, or I think it gets too steep over here. We'll see. Well, I finished skating down the dirt on the mountain, just following mostly random game trails to try to get down. Now I'm below, and I get to follow random game trails trying to get through the woods, going that general direction. Made it back onto the remnants of that ancient road up here. Whew, that was steep, going all the way back down, then all the way back up the other side. And it has gotten quite warm out. But from here on out, it's easy walking, if lumpy. Ended up being about 7.5 miles, 2,300 feet of elevation gain, and 5 hours and 20 minutes. Very nice hike, but starting to get pretty hot. Probably going to be up in the upper 80s, maybe even pushing 90. So air conditioning and a cold Mr. Piv sound very good.